You probably remember the mess of luggage and flights at JFK this winter when storms really put travel plans in a tizzy. It took some people weeks just to get their luggage back.
Yeah, they still remember it, right? But now airport officials are looking to prevent that scene from ever happening again. Eyewitness News reporter Jim Hoffer here with the new plan being put in place. Jim.
Yeah, the winter storm created some of the worst gridlock in JFK history. In the aftermath, the Port Authority launched an investigation and set up an emergency operations center. The results of both unveiled today at JFK. The botched baggage handling and planes stranded on the tarmac for hours during last January's storm plunged JFK into an epic meltdown that months later still has the head of the Port Authority acknowledging systemic failure.
The breakdowns that occurred last January at JFK were totally unacceptable.
A lessons learned report released today blamed the lack of a command and control center at JFK for creating the chaos because there was no central communications between the 6 privately owned and operated terminals.
We are near the revolution inside the aircraft. A lot of passengers are very angry, and they all want to have the police at their arrival.
In the weeks following the meltdown, the Port Authority created its first ever emergency operations center at JFK. The #1 recommendation in today's report was to expand and strengthen that center.
We can build a true command and control center for JFK, which frankly was lacking.
Which is an understatement when considering in 2018, one of the nation's largest airports never thought to have an emergency center.
We visited or talked to airports in Minneapolis, Chicago, Dallas, LAX, Denver, Boston, and Heathrow. Every one of those airports has an EOC that works very effectively.
And now, years and one snowy weekend from hell later, JFK will have its own emergency center too.
Any resources that are necessary can be deployed immediately, real time, and address any problem that arises.
During those bad winter storms back in March, the emergency center got its first real test with no major problems at JFK. We should note here, too, that the center will also be activated in the event of any other kinds of emergencies, not just storms.